Hello everyone. So now we're going to criticize my favorite movie, and that movie entitled Me Before You, directed by Thea Sharrock. Me Before You is a story of a young and quirky lady named Lois Lou Clark Emilia Clarke, who moves from one job to next to help her family make ends meet. Her cheerful attitude is to put test when she becomes a caregiver for a real tenor. A wealthy young banker, left paralyzed from an accident 2 years earlier. Will's clinical outlook starts to change when Louisa shows him that life is worth living. As their bond deepens, their lives and hearts change in ways neither one could have imagined. But Will doesn't change his mind. On the night Will's flight to Switzerland, Louis visits him one last time. They agree that the past 6 months have been the best in their lives. He dies shortly after in the clinic, and it is revealed that he left Louisa a considerable inheritance meant to continue her education and to fully experience life. The novel ends with Louisa at a cafe in Paris reading Will's last words to her in a letter that tell her to live well. Reader response Yuri. It was a tragic story, though it is a tragic love story. It is also grossly hilarious. The ability for Lou and Will to make light of their situations, allow them to assert the truth of their experience, and that what makes the film so heartbreaking. These are seemingly real people with real problems and real feelings. I was amazed on how carry the heaviness of being a caretaker of a paralyzed man who lost hope in life. Even though she's been shows inappropriate attitude, but she will be her patience and choose to understand Will's situation and unfold the reason behind of his misfortune. And this how kindness plays a vital role in everyday life. The fact that it is simple act that can save 1,000 lives and could be the reason to hold on and not give up. This movie taught me to be kind as much as possible no matter how the situation teases us. We should never judge a person depends on how they act because every action comes from deathless reason that we should care about. Psychoanalysis. When we notice how we'll act in the movie seems unnatural, maybe because it is the result of his bad experience in the past. He wouldn't act like that if there's nothing wrong he felt in his heart. How he responds in his surrounding shows clear representation that he's not okay. He badly needs help, and he wanted a companion who will make his life worth living. But, eaten by negative thinking and determination, he chose to hide it. He pretend to be strong, who don't need emotional help from anyone. Seems like all his problems and health difficulties collide, so he chose to make a decision to end his life in limited month duration, so that he wouldn't suffer and to less the burden he brought to people surrounds him. Archetype. This movie is such a heartwarming story that even though it is end with painful way, yet it still brings a huge lesson to the life of people who could watch it. The flow of the movie was vague, and it has a resemblance to the story featured in Magpakailanman, in where a woman continuously showed bad attitude by the man, yet it didn't hinder her to be kind and to spread kindness, which give light to the man of that ends falling in love with each other. Mimetic theory. The story shows how the status in life varies. The woman named Lu is a simple woman who's willing to do everything to provide the needs of her family. And the man named Will is a billionaire man who got paralyzed through the accident happened. When we notice how well treated Lou, it's very inappropriate even though Lo was kind to him. These practices has a huge similarities to what happened in our society today. People who obtain so much in life are the ones who show evil habit to those people who has greatest downfall. And people who have nothing are the ones who willing to gauge and show kindness even in a simplest way. Marxism. Indeed, human being has their own status and it varies upon them. When we look at the midst of the story, we could notice how Will, one of the protagonists of the story, shows harsh approach towards Lou. So this could be depict the cycle of human life depends on their status. People in a higher class tend to belittle people who was working with them, or let's say the lower class. They are unconcerned to the impact of their behavior towards those people who just working for them, striving their best for their family. They forget to show kindness that even though a simple mistake will be a big deal and scolding them beyond the limit, thinking they are just a kind of object that doesn't have feelings. Thus, it's how people in the society act due to the different status they have in. The lesson learned is that although sometimes life throws unexpected events, days, or even people in your life, it can turn out to be good for you and to never miss an opportunity, one of the biggest. And once again, this is Gerard Logroño from BC English 3B. Thank you for watching and God bless.